I think what the Tuskegee Airman story does to the Air Force is highlight the diversity and the value of diversity, and also highlights the importance of working as a team. It's a rich story of history and how we can finally get it right. And I think the Air Force is still a better and stronger Air Force because of our diversity. This is not just Black history, this is American history. I think the Air Force would still be the Air Force had it not been for the Tuskegee experience. Remembering that the Department of Defense, then called the Department of War, has also been a social experiment. We've been the first to break the color barrier. We've been the first to provide quality and equity to females. We were first to cross the transgender line. So we've always been on the advanced edge. It took us 10 years to figure out that discrimination and segregation was not something that was very meaningful in the Department of Defense or in the Department of War at the time. It took the United States of America another 20 years after we desegregated the United States Air Force and the Department of Defense for them to desegregate the United States itself. So we've always been on the cutting edge. I think the significance of it is that if you were to take an American history book now and open it up to World War II, you'll still find the stories of the Tuskegee Airmen missing from American history. So we kind of highlight this as a celebration because we want to pay it forward. We want people to understand where we came from, where the contributions were made, and why it's important for us to remember those events because they are historically significant.
My name is Richard Tolliver. I am an Air Force Colonel, retired. I'm very fortunate to have been introduced to the Tuskegee Airmen now some 60 years ago. I was personally trained by them, I was mentored by them, shaped by them, and ultimately commissioned by them. And so every aspect of the disciplines that were required to build an Air Force were established in the so-called Tuskegee experience. The real impact has to be looked at in the context of the great obstacles that had to be overcome, in spite of the fact that African Americans had been very much a part of this history in our country and had been woven into the fabric of protecting our country since its beginning. So if you were to summarize the great contributions of the Tuskegee Airmen, not only did they fight to win the war overseas, they had a two-pronged war. They had to prove themselves, and they had to fight to overcome still stiff racial opposition and many times racial oppression and the denial to be participants in the main thrust of who we were as a nation of people. But once and for all, African Americans proved, yes, Black people can indeed do the most strenuous things that it takes to defend our nation. Our history, then that makes it the history of everybody who was born and is part of America today. We are looking at the mosaic of people all over our globe and our landscape in America. We are made up of those people. So the Tuskegee Airmen history is your history for America and the freedom that we know today.